it comes to abortion. If you don't want your wife or girlfriend to have an abortion, that's between you guys. I don't want to get inside your mind and your family.
I'm a very simple person. You want to have an abortion? That decision should be between the mother,
Mhm.
the father, and God.
Agreed.
Whatever God you have.
I agree.
Because if you're advocating, and I think you guys from the Democrat side, progressive, liberal, whatever you want to label yourselves, I think if you're coming from the perspective that, I have a right to kill my own child. Hey, you know
There's
what?
nobody that's
You know what? God bless. I think you have other moral problems, and Merry Christmas
so
on that
I
one.
can't. I've never.
I think there's resources there.
Sure.
If you want to give your child up, have the child, give it up to adoption. Maybe later in life you want to come
Yeah.
back and revisit that conversation. But campaigning, saying, I want to kill kids. I
Who's
think
saying
that's
that?
that's
campaigns?
what abortion is. Okay, life.
So there are
there's
people
conception. Life starts at conception. Okay,
That's your
when-
opinion.
that is my opinion, but
And
I
you're
think that's
entitled to that.
scientifically backed. Okay, we seem to struggle to have this conversation of what's morally acceptable there, whatever that looks like. In Nevada, it's enshrined in our Constitution. There's abortion.
So Leo, I think,
be it. Fine.
Right.
No problem.
I hear what you're saying, Leo, but I think this is where we disagree, and it has nothing to do with policy per se. You're making it sound like there are women and Democrats jumping on trampolines when a woman has an abortion. That's not my position, and that's not the position of most people that believe in the right to choose. Their position, like mine, is this. I believe a woman should have the right to make what would be a very difficult decision, but I want to leave that, like you said, to start between the man, the family, the doctor, you name it. Donald Trump, because Roe versus Wade was overturned, because of the Supreme Court justices he helped get on the Supreme Court, in 20 states in this country, they have taken that right of a woman away. She can't make that decision. In my opinion, is that geography should have nothing to do with a woman's body. What do I mean by that? If you're living in a state where abortion is illegal, or God forbid, we know it happens, I wish it didn't, a woman is raped, she shouldn't have to drive 700 or 800 miles to get an illegal abortion. I think that's wrong, Leo. I agree with what you said to start this conversation, which was that's between the family.
The man,
I agree.
the woman, and God.
But Donald Trump overturning Roe versus Wade is not doing that, Leo. Almost half the country, it's illegal to have an abortion. You're taking that right away from a woman. I agree with what you're saying. I think fundamentally we agree, even though
I disagree with abortion. I think you should. I'm a pro-life
that's
kind of guy,
okay.
and that's okay.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just saying. At
okay.
the end of the day, it should be that woman, the man who was in there,
right.
and God.
I agree.
You three have that conversation. You
Leo,
figure it out.
we agree. Even though we might disagree on abortion, I respect your opinion, and you have that right to feel that way.
20 states,
But-
having what is it, anti-abortion laws
It's
and stuff
illegal
like that.
to have an
but
abortion.
it's a states' rights issue, and that's what the Supreme Court kicked it back down. If Congress,
a law that's been in
if
place for over 50 years.
if Congress wants to figure something out and do their job,
Mhm.
the janitor at the high school, there's a higher job approval for that guy versus what Congress does. Okay, Congress has a job to do. I think Speaker Johnson has tremendous. He's got his hands full. All right, those guys really need to get the job done. We're going to have.
Do you think Matt Gaetz has gotten the job done?
We have the presidency, we have the U.S. Senate, we have Congress.
Understood.
These guys got to do the job.
Matt Gaetz, a guy that's never passed a bill in Congress. Forget about even the alleged that he had sex with an underage girl. There are two women that have an attorney showing. Republicans have said he's shown pictures of naked women that he's claimed that he slept with. Republicans have talked about that.
All allegations at this point.
Sure, all allegations.
Right.
However, this is a guy that's never passed a bill in his life. He practiced law for about 15 minutes. This is the guy that you want the highest attorney job in the land? Do you think this is the most qualified job? Do you think Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a man who said that COVID attacked certain ethnicities and religious groups, who's an anti-vaccine guy, even though he claims he's not, he is. He's done this show before.
Who did?
Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
He was here?
Absolutely. I've interviewed him before.
I like RFK Jr. I think he's a good guy.
Well,
he's
admitted
to do a great job as HHS
I mean,
secretary.
I think his ex-wife who committed suicide and members of her family would disagree with you on
wasn't
that.
there, so it's
I wasn't
tough to,
there either, but he admitted this. He admitted that he had a diary where he cheated on her hundreds of times. She reads the diary. A few weeks later, she kills herself. I wouldn't define that as a good man, but we'll agree to disagree on that one.
That is between those people, and whatever happens in that home is with them. You know what I mean? That's got nothing to do with here. How he's going to do public policy, I think he's going to do a phenomenal job. Have you seen our HHS secretary today? I forgot what her name is. Somebody help me with this one.
What about her, though? What about her?
I mean, confused. And
What do you
mean? I think the look. I think the policies. I think
What
what's
do you
coming
mean the
out of
look? What do you
the
mean?
look. I mean,
What do you mean?
have you seen RFK? The guy can do a pull up. That one can't.
So
Talk
so you
about the health of the
so you
country.
think
I think the country's going to have a lot more health. I think making America healthy again is a great slogan. I think it's something
you
we.
think Donald Trump can do a pull-up? I don't understand what you're saying. You think if someone could do a pull-up, that means they're qualified for that position and somebody else is not? If fitness is the qualification, Donald Trump is morbidly obese and he couldn't even
Who
run,
said he
let
was
alone
morbidly obese? He's like
his
6'2".
doctor. His
No,
doctor.
he did not.
Yes,
Absolutely not.
I'll
He
show
had
that to you.
he had a
He
clean
had a
bill of health.
physical,
He had a physical, and he had
and
a clean bill of
he was
health.
characterized as morbidly obese, and even his doctor
Sounds
had to
like the
admit
kind of
that.
guy we can all have a beer with, right? You want to
Okay,
go have
well,
a beer
you're
with Donald Trump? I'd love to.
okay, but no, I don't actually want to have
Actually,
a
he
beer with
doesn't
him.
drink.
I
So.
don't like to have
But
beers.
you know what I mean.
I don't like to have beers with adjudicated rapists. But anyway, to go back to what I said earlier, and he thinks I need to get my head examined because I didn't vote for him. He said that about Jewish people.